How's Malik doing?
He's doing better. He's still in the protocol. He'll do some stuff off to the side outside with the training staff today. So day to day.
How's Singletary doing?
He'll be out here at practice today. Yeah, he's improved.
Has Malik cleared some of the steps in the protocol?
Yeah, that's why we're going to get him out here on the grass today. So he didn't do that last week. He's feeling better. But again, I'll take those very seriously and go through each step. But he is doing better. So we'll see how he does after he does some activity out there on the grass today.
Anybody won't practice today?
Yeah, Van Roten, we'll give him a vet day. Runyon is sick. He's here, but he's under the weather. And Kayvon has a wrist.
Who is that?
Yeah, Kayvon.
Serious?
You said he's sick? Kayvon sick?
Kayvon has a wrist.
Oh.
Runyon is under the weather. GVR is a rest day.
Kayvon, that serious? Or?
Yeah, I'd say it's week to week.
So he's not going to be ready for Sunday.
Yeah, I'd say week to week.
Brian, did Nabers have a chance before today to run outside at all? Has he done any work
Yeah,
outside?
he's been working. He's been working with the trainers, Pat. This will be a good day for him today to get out there and kind of see where he's at. And again, we'll just we'll take it slow and hopefully again he is feeling better, which is a good sign.
Is Devin going to be full or limited?
One more time.
Singletary, will he be full or limited?
He'll probably be limited. Yeah, but he's trending in the right direction. Again, let's see how he does.
Sometimes you said week to week. That can be a long time. I mean, you think he's going on IR or?
No, I'll leave it at week to week. Yeah.
How did that happen?
Happened in a game.
How does that affect the defense then? I mean, they're finally.
Well, look, it's just like the question you asked last week about Nabers being down and Motor being down. If he can't go, then other guys will have to step in and be ready to go and fill those roles, and that's why they're here. Just come out here and do what they need to do to be as good as they can be.
What do you see from Aziz in order to give them filling that role more?
Yeah, Aziz has been good for us, so he'll be important if Kayvon's not there, and whether it's Boogie, whether it's Pat, whoever it may be, we have confidence in the guys.
He was able to play through it though during the game, and that happened earlier, and it's something he came back here said.
Yeah, and then we got him looked at again, week to week.
Does he need surgery?
Not anymore.
He had
He had surgery.
He did.
So he's in a cast at this point.
He had it today in the morning, so I haven't seen him.
Sometimes with surgery, you guys' season's over. Are you certain that's not the case with him?
Yeah, again, I think, I'm not going to give you a timeline or anything like that. I would just say he's week to week. I'm encouraged with what I've heard, but again, you never know.
So he could.
He could, yeah.
What have you seen from your young quarterbacks in recent weeks? What have you seen from your young secondary in recent weeks that the results have been better?
Well, I think they're young, so the more playing time you get, the more experience you get, the more you improve. And we've played against some pretty good receivers. Metcalf being the last one, McLaurin, C.D. Lamb, Jefferson, and now here comes Chase and Higgins. So they're improving at their craft. They're working hard. Their communication process, their technique, their fundamentals. Jerome's been working with them. Tryer's been working with them. Again, young group of players that continue to improve. But they'll have a huge challenge this week against this quarterback, who's one of the best in the league, and the skill set of Chase and Higgins. They can score at any time.
There's a lot
Brian,
of teams that have number one wide receiver. How difficult is it when their number two is basically a number one also?
Very difficult. Yeah, very difficult. They're two different type of players, both outstanding at what they do. They put Chase everywhere, and he can take it from a 1 yard pass, 80 yards. Over 4,200 yards, 35 touchdowns, and 34, whatever it may be. He's I mean, he's as good as it gets. And then you throw Higgins in there, who's, was top pick of the second round, who's big. I mean, even when he's covered, he's not covered. It's very challenging. That's why they put up so many points when you add Burrow to the mix, who's one of the premier passers in this league. It's difficult.
James, can you talk about Dexter Lawrence? He's been getting a lot of double teams this year. He's fought through them. He was productive. I think he had his highest number of sacks last week. Can you just talk about his, his resiliency?
Yeah, well, I think he gets doubled, not just this year. He's been doubled quite a bit of his career. Again, we've talked about him. He's explosive, strong. He's got good length, power. He's smart. Again, that's some of the things that he's going to have to do is be able to fight through those double teams, which he has. It's not an easy thing. I mean, there was times last week where there was 3 guys on him. So, again, he understands that when he gets his opportunities, he's got to make them go. Very thankful that he's on our football team.
Thibodeaux, how much of a setback is it for a young guy, who's looking still kind of?
Yeah, anytime anybody gets injured, you never want to see that. But he'll rehab and do the things he needs to do to be ready to go.
What's been the difference for Flott the last few weeks, Cordell? He seems to have sort of settled into a role.
But much like the answer I gave you before, these are young players that are out here. They're playing each week. They're improving each week. Experience helps. Being in a film room, working together, communication process of it. But Flott's done a nice job.
Gunner is eligible to come up ours. I assume he's not, but is he anywhere close to being ready to retire? We haven't seen him even.
He's closer, but he's not there yet.
But Deontay Johnson, where are you at with him?
He's in pretty good shape right now. We're not going to do anything with him as of yet. Getting close.
What's the key to harnessing the success you had this past week and carrying it forward so you can start stacking some wins here?
Yeah, I would say each week is its own week. So we got a big challenge ahead of us against a very good football team. I know their record isn't what they want it to be, but their 4 losses are 1-score games. They've, played 3 games against Mahomes, Daniels, and Jackson. Explosive offense, good football team. Zach does a great job with them. Lou Anarumo, they're a very quality, good football team with a lot of good players. And our focus has to be on us, what we need to do. Have a good week of practice preparation. Our process has to be right throughout the week, and then ultimately we have to go out there and, perform well on Sunday.
Do you think momentum carries from week to week?
It's week-to-week business. Each week is different. Each opponent is different. Every game plan is different. The players you're playing against are different. There's different matchups. So really the main thing that we have to focus on is, this week, our game plans, things that we need to execute, understand the matchups that we're going against, and then go out there and perform well.
Despite their losses, they put up plenty of points every week. Do you have to focus more on red zone this week just to kind of match them?
Yeah, I mean, we focus on it quite a bit. We'll continue to do that. Again, I think each individual area, offense, defense, and the kicking game, they're going to have a set of targets that we need to try to hit against this team, and it'll be a challenge.
James, we talked a couple of weeks ago about playing so many young players. When you get to a point in the season, a month in, now 5 games, you see some of your younger players really taking that next step last week. Can that raise a team when you have guys that maybe you're not counting on for a certain level of performance, and then all of a sudden a guy like Tracy comes out and does what he does, to kind of lift kind of everyone around you?
Yeah, I mean, I think the main thing, Art, is each person is on this team for a reason, and to make sure they're prepared and ready to go when their number is called. So whether that was like Tracy last week where he hadn't had a lot of touches and he gets it, or Slayton, those are 2 good examples of guys that have done everything we've asked them to do, been ready to go, have worked hard, and when they had an opportunity, made the most of it.
Where do you see Carmen Drusilla making the most impact on your line?
Well, I've said this numerous times. I think Carm and James Ferentz are really good football coaches. They work well together. It's really all phases, Pat. There's new offensive linemen, maybe some new techniques here and there. He's a great teammate, very good offensive mind too, not just with the runs and protections, but he's all-encompassing in terms of the offensive knowledge that he has. James is a former player that's just played last year, so it's good to have him in the room to relate to the guys. But he's done a really nice job since he's been here. He's a good guy to have on your team.
I know.
Take a couple more.
One's a vet day, one's 6, so probably not anything matters for Sunday. But just today, Stingy be at one spot. Who will even be at your other guard spot with the O-line?
We got enough guys. Yeah.
Evan Neal become an option at guard for you at some point? Like I know you talk about versatility with linemen. It's hard to keep a guy who's a backup at one specific spot, not cross-train him.
Yeah, I mean, right now we have our inside backup players. Evan's been working at tackle. That's kind of the direction that we'll work in.
I know it's not your team, but when you see a guy like Robert Saleh get fired, is there anything that goes through your head?
Yeah, it's an unfortunate part of the business. Got a lot of respect for Robert. Wish him and his family the best.
How did Phillips and Dory come through on Sunday? Did they do more this week?
Yeah, they did. They made it okay. So again, they'll be out here and keep ramping them up a little bit more probably than Motor, but kind of in the same spot. They'll continue to get the reps, but no setbacks.